Hello. Today is a good day in Chapultepec. Um, I wish to speak about jealousy and attachment style. More jealousy and anxious attachment, which is which is what I've been for so many years. I've been jealous and I've been attached anxiously due to my mother not being available. So jealousy and anxious attachment. The shadow beneath love. This is not a speech about envy. It is a reckoning, a confession, not for shame, but for truth. We all speak of love. We write sonnets, send late night text, post filter moments. But beneath the warmth of romantic promise lies a darker current, jealousy. The quiet panic in the chest, the haunting thought, they will leave, they will choose another. I was never enough. Myth and memory. In every myth, there is a wound. Psyche, abandoned by Eros. Lilith, cast out for refusing silence. Jealousy is not a merely an emotions. It is a myth made flesh. It is the echo of abandonment, soul's DNA. And when attachment becomes anxious, love becomes a battlefield of memory. We don't just fear losing the other, we fear losing ourselves in their absence. The inner landscape. Attachment theory gives us names: secure, avoidant, and anxious. But this is not pathology. This is the child left alone, unheard, still crying inside the adult. The anxious lover watches for signs. The rehearsed scenarios, decipher tone shifts, read between silences. Why? Because control is their protection from pain. But that control is the very thing that corrodes intimacy. The jealous mind. Jealousy is a mirror, not of the other's actions, but of our own unresolved stories. I fear you will leave me. May really mean I don't yet know how to stay with myself. We chase validation like it is oxygen. We fear that someone else's presence will make us dispensable. But hear this: jealousy does not reveal their betrayal. It reveals the parts of you still waiting for your own embrace. From reaction to revelation. Firm. So what now? We pause, not to suppress the emotion, but to witness it. We say, this is jealousy. We breathe, we listen beneath its scream and ask, what part of me is afraid? What part of me is unloved? In that moment, you do not react, you reveal. And revelation is how the wound becomes wisdom. Becoming aware of the wound is very essential to heal the inner child. Loving beyond fear. Real intimacy is not built on certainty. It is built on presence. It does not demand possession. It offers witness. It says, I see you, even when you tremble, even when you doubt, even when jealousy rises like a storm. And you are worthy of love. That doesn't soothe the anxiety away, but walks with it until it becomes a teacher, until it becomes truth. That's it for what I intended to speak about, but I want to add something else. Jealousy, that ancient shadow, may whisper of lack, but remember, within the heart of anxious longing lies a sacred yearning for unity. In the alchemy of love, may we transmute fear into freedom, doubt into trust, and separation into sublime unity of souls. Now, what about this attachment, anxious attachment, and jealousy, right? The reason why I choose to speak about this is because I've been struggling with these symptoms for so long, and nobody was able to tell me anything about it, to even whisper a sign for me to recover from this addiction of love and affection. When your caregiver is not there for you to show you support, to hug you, to tell you, I am here for you, but rather they leave you crying without anyone being there for you, without any signs, without any support to comfort you. That's the word I was looking for. You grow with problems. You grow with a need for reassurance, but also because you were not supported, because they were not there for you. You grow with intimacy problems. When you grow as an adult and people show you love and affection, you don't know how to react to it because you didn't have it in the first place. You don't know what is healthy love. And many of us nowadays are growing, and couples are raising children without knowing this stuff, and this is very important. So my point is, I want to speak about it because it makes sense to me that just like me, people might need to be remembered that life is not the way we're living. We're living in a very chaotic way, seeking pleasures, seeking validation from the wrong sources, from the wrong people, and in the wrong way. As for women, you don't need to take your clothes off to receive validation. You don't need to undress to get validation. And as for men, you don't need to see drugs to feel validated. You don't need to show your muscles or work out or have a six-pack to get attention from other people or to receive validation, which is what you're looking for. We're not seeking. I used to do this stuff, and that's why I talk about it. I used to think that going to the gym, building my body, which felt good, would make up for the areas of my life that were abandoned. But eventually what I realized is it's either I stay at the gym building my body, or do I go outside, face my fears, and find myself? And that's what I did. I went out and I realized that building my body, yes, it's healthy, yes, it feels okay, but it's not what I needed. It was not enough to fill the gaps. It was not enough to heal the emotional wounds that my caregivers left unresolved. And because of that, I had many failures in relationships, which in a way, in a weird way, I'm okay with that, because judging by my reality now, it's the same things that gave me the strength to see the world in a different way. It gave me the courage to dare to do things that I would not dare otherwise, to get to know myself, to be by myself in the dark and be okay with it, to face the voices inside my head that haunted me at night in the dark when I was alone, because I was always afraid of being alone in the dark. Mostly, the source of that fear was also that my caregivers were not paying too much attention, so they would let me watch scary movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, on Elm Street, and and this TV shows and these movies were the source of a lot of fear, of a lot of bad illusions that hurt me. But thank God that faith saved me, faith in Christ, but not in a religious way, more in a healthy way, and through nature, through the filter of nature. I found my inner Christ through nature, through plants. And I'm happy. I'm happy for myself because it took a lot of work. But here we are. I'm healthy. And the key to this, the key to not feeling jealousy or feeling like you possess somebody else, you possess your partner because you feel like they owe you explanations, and that they owe you not only explanations, but everything they do. They don't have to tell you. I used to feel like they had to tell me everything, as if I had a lot of expectations about what they have to do for me. But in reality, deeper inside, those were unresolved issues that I had to deal with, because I cannot own another person. Yes, you can, in a way, but in a spiritual way, you cannot. It's only going to hurt you. It's only going to leave you in a state of always expecting others to do things in a certain way, and you're never going to be satisfied. That's why relationships are so hard nowadays, because people have too much expectations rather than letting the process of natural events take place. They're always anticipating. They're always seeking pleasure beyond physical, natural ways. And that's why we rely on drugs and sex and types of, of reptilian behavior to get to soothe these wounds that we have inside. I hope this lecture, I hope this lecture and my other lectures are like water, and they can make you feel good. This type of water that I am speaking of is the kind of water that you will never feel thirst again if you dare to look beyond it and find your own truth, find your own way of healing your unresolved trauma. I wish you good luck. Thank you for listening. Subscribe.